Good morning, everyone. Jana Martins here, and our 7th episode of Reboot Your Tech Mind, a place to create positive habits. So we are getting together every Tuesday at the moment at 7:45 a.m. for quick practical tips to kickstart your day in the tech world. In each episode, we'll focus on one exercise from the range of topics, including some goal setting, stress management, productivity hacks, positive affirmation, breathing, mindfulness, and so on. So wherever you want to reduce your stress levels or stay motivated or enhance your productivity, we got you covered here. So let's reboot together and create healthy habits. It's a really quick live stream, under 15 minutes, but please still, if you have a chance, introduce yourselves in the comments, and feel free to ask questions. If you don't have time to answer it live, we can always take it offline. So my today's guest is Christie, and she will lead us through the top 3 exercises, simple but powerful technique to enhance your daily productivity by tapping into brain's natural inclination towards the 3. So anyway, without any further delays, I'm passing it over to Christie. Please, over to you.
Hi, everyone. So I'm a holistic time, energy, and attention coach, and I work with values-based business owners, helping them get things done, manage all their hats that they have to wear, and still have space for that hobby that lights them up. I believe that there's time for work, rest, and play. So let's get into the top 3 here. So first of all, reviewing your calendar is so important. We need to have a look at that first, and then we'll be checking in on our energy levels. Thirdly, having a look at your priorities, revisiting any goals that you may have written down, and then we'll be touching on reviewing your to-do list, which all leads into the top 3 exercise. So this all comes together for deciding on what to focus on every day, because without that focus, it's hard to get things done. So first of all, reviewing your calendar. So resist the urge of jumping straight into your email, because that's other people's priorities and it's going to take you away from what you find important for the day. So take a moment to plan, resist that urge. Have a look at yesterday, just review what came out of that, what didn't you get to, and what's left over. And then look at today. So see if any new meetings have come up, any new things have changed in your calendar, and just have a look. How much time do I actually have today? How much blank space is there? We need to be more realistic, I find, with our time. We don't start every day with, those blank amount of hours. We might actually just have 2 hours to do the work. So with that reality in mind, also check into how do you feel? Did you sleep well last night? Have you eaten? Have you gotten out and exercised? If you have a menstrual cycle, where are you in that cycle? And also what's happening in the broader community? Are there things that are pulling your attention away? How's your family? Everything like that, it all plays a part. So check into your energy, and also how is your attention? How focused are you feeling today? Those 3 elements come together to really help your productivity. Then we're going to look at your to-do list. So many people I work with have a master to-do list that then they can pull out. What are we looking at today? What's important for today? On the left, you'll see to-do list that I often view. It's just a one word, there's not much information, and it's not being very kind to yourself. On the right, you've got a list that really spells out what are we doing, what are we talking about. And this means that your brain doesn't use as much energy, and it helps you. It allows you to see straight away, what do I need to do? And there's no digging needed. So if you need to, take some time to spell out your to-do list and make it really effortless for yourself. Once you've had a look at your to-do list, I would also add some estimates for the time. So how long are these things going to take? Really good idea to write down how long you think it'll take, and then make a note when doing it, how long it actually took. If you have some tasks that are similar, if you do this about 3 times on average, you'll find that average time. So that helps with your future planning. So like a blog post, I can say that takes me 40 minutes because I've done that several times, and it always comes out roughly around that time. So that is helpful for planning in the future. So if you have on your list that I need to write a blog post today, and you've got a couple meetings, but one is cancelled, so you've suddenly got an hour free, you can jump in there and do that blog post. So asking yourself how long something will take, really, really useful.
And I feel like our brain's kind of inclined to think that we can do it quicker most of the time.
Yeah, and this goes back to that wishful thinking. So the more that we can bring it into reality, how long does this take? The more that starts sinking into our mind. Yeah. So that leads us to the top 3. So this is the best technique that I found, and this author Chris Bailey from the Productivity Project. It helps really laser in on the day, helps you laser focus. So we're looking at 3 things because it helps you fit in what's important, but it also makes you think about what are those important things, rather than looking at a list that is like as long as your arm. Our brains can easily hold 3 things top of mind. So if anyone was to ask you, what are your top 3 things today, you'd still be able to recount them easily, as well as managing what else is happening in your day. And interestingly, we're trained from a really early age to think in 3s. So the beginning, the middle, the end, gold, silver, bronze, 3 blind mice, Goldilocks and the 3 bears. It's always 3s around us. So we're actually trained very early on to think in this way. So having that 3 also allows for emergencies to crop up, because planning it's a renewable resource. We can always have a new plan. And sometimes we think at the start of the day, I'm going to get these things done. But maybe we end up doing them at the end of the day because something crops up. So this allows you for that wiggle room, and means that at the end of the day, you get your 3 things done. It's been a good day. It's been fulfilling. So let's talk about the top 3 itself. So mentally fast forward to the end of the day and ask yourself, when this day is over, what 3 things will I want to have accomplished? So you're wanting to look at your goals, your plans, what it is that you've got in front of you that you're working towards, and think, what 3 things will help me further those items along? So take those 3 things, write them down on a Post-it note, make it clear, put it in front of you, keep it in front of you, and return back to that throughout the day. So if the phone rings or if you finish a meeting, you can come back to that Post-it note and remind yourself, where are you up to? So that it's helping your focus for the day to stay where it needs to be. So you come to the end of the day and you're like, well, I've got those things done that were important, and I've moved some projects along. Anything after that, getting those 3 things done is a bonus. So I'm sure you're going to get a lot more things done than just those top 3. But keeping those 3 things in mind just makes sure that you're moving things along and feeling good, rather than a lot of people will come to the end of the day and think, oh, I haven't done X, Y, and Z, but forget that they actually did get A, B, and C done, which is great. So it helps you feel better about what it is that you're working on. So like I said, come back to your top 3 regularly throughout the day. Just keep checking in and making sure that you're ticking them off. And
Christie, do you recommend to write those 3 things after you review your calendar and after you check in with your energy? If I wake up in the morning, firstly, I'll go through, I'll have a look how much time I actually have. Then I'll check in with myself and do the energy. And then basically sit down and think about these 3 things before checking emails or after checking emails.
Yeah, well, I like to do it before checking my emails, just so that I know that it's my top three is based on my priorities and the information that I have. But depending on someone's role or job or whatever it is, that maybe it does work that they check the email first, that becomes part of the routine. But I like to review the calendar first, check in on my energy and my attention, and then set those top three before diving into email. Because email, I often find it can suck up your time, or it's things that I like to plan for later, for the next day or something like that.
And when you're writing those top three things, are you trying to be like a really, really specific, like you mentioned on the previous slide, or is it basically just have this, I don't know, three main things written down, or you like to spell out exactly what it's need to be done?
Yeah, the more specific, the better. But the more that you can write that down, it helps you with your intention setting, and just makes sure that when you do review your post-it note throughout the day, that you're like, yeah, that's what I needed to do. That's what I've got to do today. So be specific and be kind to yourself.
Yeah. I like to do it for a week. I think I'm not that good doing like a daily one. The daily one get a bit, sometimes too crazy, but I really like to do it for a week. So I have my top three priorities for a week usually, so that I can always come back if I feel a bit that I can't prioritize and decide what I need to do. I go quickly like, oh, what was my three things for the week? So that helps me to, I guess, prioritize what I'm doing for a day.
Yeah, you can definitely set your top three for the week, and then if you'd like to go deeper for your daily top three, then those top three generally tie into the weekly as well. So it's how are we keeping those things moving? How are we getting it done? Yeah, great.
And not feel too overwhelmed with all the things on to-do list.
Yes, exactly right. Yeah, because we want to be mindful of the time that we have, and also aware that there will always be things to do. No one dies with an empty inbox.
Yes, perfect. And what's the best way to connect with you?
You can connect with me on LinkedIn or over on my website. I've got some free resources to help reduce overwhelm, and happy to have any questions emailed to me at christie@floranorder.com.
Perfect. So guys, I do encourage you to, jump in your calendar first before start checking your emails, and actually sit down and do a simple sticky note and see if it will make a difference in your day-to-day. And obviously, if you're enjoying our today tip, please make sure to like this video, as it will encourage me to keep going. I keep bringing various experts from my network to share their knowledge, and of course, join us every Tuesday to get a dose of positive vibes and helpful tips. So check the replays from the previous episodes, and as usual, subscribe to the channel and all these things. Thank you, Christie. Thank you for joining us today. And I'm sure we'll see you in the future with more helpful tips.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.